Hey guys, good morning. How are you guys doing today? So, on today's episode, we have to get one of the cars running. The little truck is still at work, it's abandoned. The red truck needs the intake manifold gasket, but it doesn't have tags. Now, the Mercedes, though, it's got tags, it's got insurance, and we could drive that one to work. So we're gonna go ahead and tackle that problem first, and if we have time, then we'll tackle the Dodge Ram as well. So first things first, we have to, as you guys, it's cold out here, so I'm gonna set up the oil burner over here kind of close to the Mercedes so I could be nice and warm while I'm working on this thing. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Give me a second. Let's drop the intro right now. Oh yeah, y'all. So I made an executive decision. Most of the work I'm going to be doing will probably be right here where the welding stuff is at. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn on the smudge pot right here. There we go. So I'm going to let that thing warm up a little bit. Let's go ahead and open up the Mercedes, the hood, and start working on that. I'm going to release the dogs, let them run around. So give me a second. Guys, dogs. There's a big old Menzel fin. Look what he left me. Big old dookie, right where I'm gonna be working. All right, so here we go. We got the hood open. There's a culprit. You see all that leak right there? It's because of this. See that? That shouldn't have came off. It literally unwelded from right there. And we got a new one, but we got a smaller one because, I mean, that's a lot of oil cooling power right there. We don't need all that much. And then on top of that, I shouldn't have hard mounted it like how I did with this one. It's hard mounted to the body. And as you guys may know, diesel shake a lot. So we don't want to hard mount anything because, well, the diesel is going to shake it up and then it's going to break. So I'm cleaning up the poop real quick. And then we're gonna get started on this thing real quick. So yeah, so let me go get the new part so you guys can see it. So I got these rubber mounts from Amazon. Shout out to Amazon. And what these will do, what these will hopefully help out in theory, is that the car's gonna be shaking, but that mount shouldn't be shaking as much. And that's why we got rubber bushing. So let me go get the new part and show it to compare to the old part. Give me 1 second. So as you guys can see, the new one is a lot smaller than the old one. Now the reason for that, like I said, we don't really need all that cooling power from a bigger one, and that's a lot more capacity, more things to prone to braking and stuff, especially because this side is not mounted. Only 2 of these sides are mounted. This third one, this one will actually allow me to be able to mount this one as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble this. Take off the rear mount. I'll use the 2 front mounts since it's already aligned for it. I'll use the 2 front mounts for these, but I will drill these out so that these will fit, because I'm pretty sure these won't fit. Yeah, they won't fit. You know, it needs a little bit bigger. So we're gonna hard mount these like this. Well, soft mount them, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna soft mount them like this, and then the back one will be right here. So let's go ahead and take this apart. Give me 1 second. I'll work on this side so the glare doesn't hit you guys. So the other one is right there. That's the one I have to go ahead and remove. And the only problem is that the power steering pump is right here. There's the oil filter. So I'm trying to maneuver the wrench in here. There we go. I already have the oil pan, the oil catch pan right there, because I know this thing is gonna leak a lot. I might even reconfigure mounting this thing somewhere else too. So this was way before I started recording for YouTube. So let me go ahead and grab the wrenches. It's a 11 or 7/16. And there we go. There's the lower line. There we go. And there we go. There's an old oil cooler, and as you guys can see, it broke right there. Now, why don't you weld it back on? I don't have a TIG welder. This isn't metal, it's aluminum. And let's go ahead and start mocking up a mount. The main thing that I'm kind of thinking about right now is, am I brave enough to weld? Well, first of all, cut while this radiator is sitting here. Hey y'all, so I have made an executive decision. We cannot be cutting, welding, or anything right here because I don't want to make noise on this side. But I have no problem making noise on that side over there. So I'm gonna go grab the Dodge Ram. Even if it's misfiring a little bit, it will be able to pull this car. First things first, I can't see out of that windshield, and I had bought them already because we were gonna go to the snow, and there was no snow, by the way. But I got the windshield wiper, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace them now. I had to throw water onto the windshield because it was there was ice on it this morning. There you go. Push, and then you into clips, clip, and then we take off this plastic. Cause I'm only 5'9", thick and fine. I gotta be using a little ladder. This truck's tall already enough as it is. It's got 33-inch tires. Imagine when it has a 37s. Holy bejesus. It might even have 40s, maybe 42s. Just gotta find me a donor with the Dana 60 in the front and a Dana 70 for the back. Clip on, slide off, done. So now I'm gonna put you guys in the back of the Mercedes so you guys can see me hooking it up right there.
Regáñalo. Está diciendo, mijo, haz las cosas con calma. Ahora otro trabajo. Bye, Chris. Bye,
you guys saw my mom beating me up? All right, guys, so now that we are fully moved on this side, and I got the grinder right here. Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about cutting with a grinder where there is oil. I gotta be very careful with this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go get the fire extinguisher, put it right here, and be ready for anything that happens. So yeah, I'm gonna set you guys up somewhere where you guys can see, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. You know what? No, I'm not gonna set you guys. I'll set you guys somewhere up here you guys can see, but from far away. No close-ups of grinding because that's what happened to my lens last time. I messed up the lens that way. So give me 1 second. And we're gonna do the top one first. First one off, and now let's tackle the other two. We're just gonna go ahead and do it the old-fashioned way. There's two. Where the heck am I putting them at? Oh. And there's three. So that's done. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and mock up the new oil cooler, and we're gonna make some designs on CAD, cardboard assisted design. That's what CAD stands for. You guys see the fire? It is roaring. It's nice and warm right here, I'll tell you that. Looks like we are gonna put it right in front of the radiator again. I mean, the car doesn't have AC, so it doesn't need an AC condenser. And the fan that actually goes in here in the front, it'll actually fit again. Oh, and we're actually gonna make a hole right in the middle between these two holes so that we can mount it, instead of offset, we'll mount it right straight in the middle on all four corners. So I'm gonna go ahead and bend this one at a 90 degrees, so give me 1 second. All right, so this is the bracket that we just bent, okay, right there. And this is the bushing that's gonna go in that hole right there. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and drill that hole out bigger to be able to fit that. Got a piece of wood right here, we're gonna go ahead and drill it. There it is, hole is bigger, and it actually fits right there. I'm gonna go and bring the oil cooler over here, and I'm gonna drill all the holes to this size. So give me 1 second, let me go get the oil cooler, and let me bring the oil cooler, and let me bring the center punch. So give me 1 second. All right, here we go. There's the oil cooler, center punch, and it's spring loaded. So all you gotta do is put it on there, and it leaves a little mark, an indent where the drill can actually get started. I'm going slow, and I'm not putting so much pressure on it because, like I said, this thing is aluminum. I don't want to mess it up. I'm gonna go get a file and go ahead and clean these up real quick, these holes. And bada boom. So there's the first one. I'm gonna go ahead and tack this one in there, and then I'll get right back with you guys. Give me 1 second. All right, y'all. So new development. I don't know. Okay, so I built this car when I used to drink still. This is where the old mount was at. This is plastic. That's plastic. So I was trying to weld onto plastic, and then right now I was like looking at it, I'm like, that's not metal. So this is what we're gonna do, okay? So this is metal for sure. Okay, we're gonna build a bracket that's gonna connect from here over here, but it's gonna have a small bend, and it's gonna come back up here, and that's what's gonna support the bigger bracket that we're gonna put for the Mercedes. So I'm gonna measure it out. So the oil cooler is gonna be mounted right here. So we need actually the line. You know what? We can actually make it come from right here down this way. That way I can weld it from here. This little part right here is nice and flat, and I can actually weld a piece of angle iron right here and weld it straight onto here. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up this part. Clean metal is a good metal to weld on. Okay. Now I'm gonna make a bracket that'll go right here, straight through. Okay. Oh my God. No, I cut it too short. Right there, heck yeah. And bada bing, bada boom. Oh my God. I was gonna try to weld onto the radiator support. I'm gonna remove the radiator so I have no more issues. I'm just gonna remove the radiator. Go for it. Just remove it. Screw it. All right, guys. So I can't do basically a square, a U shape. I don't have the capabilities for that. So I made an L shape. And basically I didn't remove the radiator. All I did was take off the clamps from the top and be able to move it. And then I cut 2 slits so I could be able to push that in. And now I have this L that's gonna go ahead and get welded right there. It's gonna come all the way to the front right here, and then I'm gonna weld another piece right here, just like that. And then the other piece will get welded on down here, the mount. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up, clean off this piece, and then go ahead and weld everything on there. So I'm gonna go get the grinder and clean this piece, go get the welder, set everything up, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Give me 1 second. Okay, grinded this part nice and clean, especially where I'm gonna weld. Now I'm gonna do this part. All right, let me go bring the welder. All right, guys, now setting up the welder, I want to be able to ground as close to the work that I'm gonna be doing as close to it as possible. So I'm gonna be grinding down in here. I already grinded a small piece over here where I can be able to connect that negative, well, positive in this case, since it is flex welder. The battery is already disconnected. I don't have to worry about that. Now, I don't know how much of a logic that is. I've welded on cars with the battery on. I've welded on cars with the battery off, and I don't see a difference. But I guess once in a blue moon, if your battery is connected, the ECM, the computer, will malfunction. It'll burn itself out. So I'd rather just disconnect the battery and then not risk it, basically. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and tack it now. All right, there we go. Tacks are on there, and now I'm gonna build the piece that's gonna come through the front. So let me build that right now and then weld it on. So give me 1 second. All right, so I already went ahead, built the little piece, tacked it on there. It's tacked on over here, as you guys can see. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna weld this part right here, weld this all the way through, and weld this one all the way through, so I can create structure on there. This little piece right here, that's where that bracket is gonna go for the oil cooler. And this is the first bracket, by the way, that I have to build. I still have to build 3 more. So yeah, fabrication takes a long time. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and weld all this. I might not show it to you guys a lot because we already burnt out the lens one time from welding. I don't want to do any close-ups unless I have a really good camera where I can like zoom in. But for now, I'll set you guys up where you guys were at. All right, so everything's set up. Everything's grinded down. Just gonna put this piece of cardboard. And I know what you guys are gonna say, cardboard is flammable. I know, I understand. But we at least need to be able to protect that radiator somehow. And it might not be the best way, but one way is better than no way. That cardboard's on fire. Welding thin metal is always the worst, and that is why I cannot do body work. I hate doing body work. But check it out, it's already on there. It's nice and strong. All the welds are on there. So now we're gonna go ahead and tack the mount with the oil cooler on there. So give me 1 second, let me set you guys up. That burned through my glove, but at least I got the tacks on there. Let me go get my actual welding gloves and then finish the tacking process on this, and then we'll build the other brackets. So give me 1 second. All right, now this is an actual piece of metal that I remember that I had. So we're actually covering the radiator a lot better now. Look at that, nice and strong on there now. So now let me set it up. Well, I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit, set the cooler on there, and then we're gonna build up the other 3 brackets. Give me a second. Built the second mount, just gotta weld it on there. And it's basically, I bent the old piece, put it on there, slapped it on there, and I'm welding it. I'm gonna let that one cool, and then I gotta figure out the other 2 mounts. 2 out of 3, I mean 2 out of 4, we're good. It's still hot. I'm trying to figure out the third one and the fourth one, how I'm gonna do it. But for now, let's check out the progress. I think I could get away with 2 mounts only. Eddie is hooked up. Clean up a little bit around these. I know I'm gonna have to add oil because it lost a whole bunch of it. So I know I have to add oil into it because it lost a lot of oil, but I'm not gonna do it yet. First, I'm gonna hook up the battery, turn on the car, see what it does, and then we will go from there. So where's my 13 wrench that I was using right now? Had it in my hand. Here it is. Oh, my hood. Okay, so let me go ahead and hook up the battery. I'll set you guys up right here. It doesn't look like it's leaking anymore. No leaks over here. It looks like it's not leaking, so we're gonna go for a test drive. Make sure it doesn't leak at all. So let me clean up everything and we're gonna go test drive it. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm just gonna hold you guys. There's the oil pressure right there. It looks good. So far, so good. Put the window down because it's hot in here. Oil pressure is nice and good. The steering is not the best. I gotta switch the arms around so that it gives me better steering. But around the dirt is fine. It's just that on the road where it's not gonna be the best. Check it out, no leaks, no leaks. It's nice and warm. Hoses, no leaks, no leaks. I mean, it leaks down there, but that's something else. That's a whole different issue, but no leaks. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fix the arms at the bottom so that I could be able to drive it and it won't like sway everywhere for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off and then I'll set you guys somewhere where you guys can see, so give me 1 second. All right, so now we're gonna tackle the steering. So the steering is always wobbly. Now, I made custom tie rods for this car. Let me show them to you guys. My brother-in-law made these custom tie rods for it. We made them a while back. Now, the issue is that I wanted them to be nice and straight. The problem is that that's not how this car was made. I'm gonna show you guys a picture of how this car was supposed to be designed, where the tie rod will actually right at the top on the inside, and then on the outside it'll right at the bottom, the way that it is right now. So I'm gonna unscrew this, put it up top, and do the same thing to the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and grab what I need to be able to do this, achieve this right now, and then we will start messing with the alignment on it. So give me 1 second, let me go get the tool. Now these, I put on kind of a cotter pin on them because, well, it's normal that these get loose and then they come off in the middle of the street or in the middle of rock crawling or whatever. The nuts themselves, I don't know. And then on top of that, I mean, it's a diesel, so of course it's gonna be vibrating like crazy. I refuse to go get the right tool.
12 seconds later.
Let me go get a hammer. Whew. Made the cotter pins, I guess, so they wouldn't come off. Let me take it off and then I'll get back with you guys in a bit.
1 eternity later.
My goodness, all this mud. There we go. Well, at least for sure that wouldn't have came off easily on the trail. Okay, so now. Move! Sorry guys. I gotta move the tire a little bit. Okay. There it is. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put this, and this one. Wait, which one? My goodness. Oh, I put Loctite in that thing. No, I can wonder. Okay, so now let me tighten it and then we will check the steering how it is, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to realign it no matter what. And then I gotta make sure it locks out and locks back in. So the same thing that I did on this side, I'm gonna do it on the other side, so give me 1 second. All right guys, so I went to do test drive right now. I literally left the camera here, but the Mercedes is done. The alignment on it is pretty good. It's decent. It's very drivable. But I mean, it ran great. I got up to 60 miles an hour, which is more than what I need to go to work and stuff. But yeah, so I am going to go ahead and just wrap up this video. I do want to build this little thingamabobber, but for now, a little zip tie on there works great. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. I ain't got the time for it. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys for watching my content. The oil cooler is on there. We fixed the tie rods. That's on there. I don't have an alignment rack, so I'm just gonna eyeball it and go for it, take it like that. And then when I have the time, I'll go ahead and take it to an alignment shop, get a new tire for it. Now I have to get a new tire for it. So I'll get a new tire for it, take it to an alignment shop, and yeah, call it a day. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.